These clips are originally on Illinois Wrestling's YouTube channel. He has given us all rights and written permission to use this video commercially in our video. If you want to read more about that, look in our description box down below. Peace. What's up, my rebels? Today we're going to be breaking down mat returns, and then in a few days from now we'll be doing a video about mat returns on trips. This one will be kind of like specifically about lifts. So first off, this wrestler, he switches to a side. If you're going to do kind of like this body lock mat return that he did, you got to get your hips off to one side. It's just going to make it a lot easier, so then you can actually use your legs instead of just having to lift all the way. So he switches to a side, and then from there you want to push in with your hips and really like bend your knees a lot. Push in with your hips, get lower than your opponent, and then you want to arch your back. So he does this, pushes in with his hips, arches his back, and then he's like really got his opponent elevated there, because he's not just lifting with his hands, he's lifting with his legs as well. If you look, his knees are bent. Now he straightens his knees to get, or straightens his legs to get more elevation. So straightens up, and then from there, all you gotta do is really just pick side and then just drive down into that side, just like that. Alright, next up, another kind of like body lock type of mat return. This one is probably illegal, but still break it down. So first off, he has kind of like that body lock and he's off to one side, and then from there he's really like straightening up. He's kind of pushing his hips into him, as you can see, kind of like the other wrestler, and straightening his knees and really lifting with your whole entire body, not just your hands. And then from there he's arching his back and then pulling down, just like the wrestler before him did. Now the only part about this that could be illegal is, I don't know if you guys have this rule, but in Illinois I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to lock up around the body and have an arm and then mat return them to the ground, because you had to like give them an arm to brace themselves with. So that's why like, the wrestler before let go when he was mat returning. But this wrestler kind of kept that underhook, and he kind of fell on his shoulder, which could be kind of like potentially dangerous for a slam, but I don't know, it depends on your state. But yeah, next up, another big body lock kind of mat return. So then a crotch lift as well. We'll break both of those down. So first off, like I said, it's kind of on the left side here, switches to a side, and then he's bending his knees and then pushing it with his hips forward and standing up, and his knees are now not bent. He's straightening up and arching his back like before, and then he has his legs up. He's straightening his knees. His opponent's like flying in the air now, and then from there all he has to do is pick a side and then drive down into it to finish the mat return. And if you look, he's letting go as he goes down, so he lets his opponent brace himself. Alright, so we can look at it in slow motion real quick. So yeah, just like that. Especially the most important part I would say is using your legs as well. You want to bend your knees and then also kind of lift. And now we're going to break down the crotch lift. So first thing, you got to grab his crotch. It's kind of weird, but you got to do it. And then you also either have to have both hands underneath the crotch, or one hand kind of like on an underhook like this guy has. And then from there, kind of just like a regular mat return, go to a side, bend your knees, lift with your legs, and then you elevate, arch your back, and then you just drive down to a specific side, real similar to a regular mat return. But yeah, it's really effective. And then the last one we're going to look at is one more crotch lift. So here his opponent stands up and switches to a crotch lift. Bam, just like that. Pretty good crotch lift mat return. So we take a look. The first thing he does, switches to a crotch lift, both hands, and he's really bending his knees. This guy does a really good job of lifting with his legs. So he's really bending his knees and then straightens up and is driving upwards with his hands and his legs. And then from there, arches his back and then drives down towards his side. And yeah, these moves are actually like really simple. It's not that complicated. You might think, oh, you had to be really strong, but really it's about using your whole entire body. A lot of people, they just stand behind their opponent and just lift up. And the most important part I would say is bending your knees and picking a side, and then straightening your legs when you're like trying to mat return them. So if we look at it one more time, he has his knees bent, and then from there straightens his legs, and that's what really gives you that elevation to mat return your opponent. And yeah, it's gonna wrap up today's video. Shows mat returns and specifically lifts, and then in a few days from now we'll make a video about mat returns in kind of like trips or like legs. And yeah, it's basically gonna wrap up this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and sub for more content like this. Peace.